do you think is the most glaring thing in that?
It's the double tonguing is just really choppy, and a lot of that was my fingers, I think, that time.
Okay.
Then also the double tongue wasn't long enough.
Okay. So can you play this just on B flat? I think we've done this once, right?
Yeah.
Like nice and orchestral front, but we are only mezzo forte. Yeah, can you just isolate that measure? That was better than the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Try it again. Whole thing. Do you kind of hear the smoothness is way better, but I don't hear much front.
The front is.
I'm hearing like thaga thaga tha instead of. So I see kind of some like puffing down here, and that if we don't have this solid enough, I think that the air thinks it can't go through, right? Kind of panics. So try it one more time and just think like two. That's not better. You just play a little louder though. Try it again now. Same intensity, but softer. Ah, yeah, it's harder. There you go.
Yeah.
So then, do the whole thing. That's a little better.
Yeah.
So you see how like we isolated a lot, like we just isolated one thing, one note. You could do this on any pitch too. You could do this. It might help to also do this on like F at the top of the staff.
Yeah.
Something like that, intonation, whatever. But we isolated that actually had a tiny problem to it. And now let's isolate the fingers by just slurring it at about that speed. Yeah, start at the beginning of it and end there. Yeah, so I actually felt the time was off on the 8th.
Yeah.
And I want you to really blow through your long note. You know, again. Like I'm thinking. So then that would be something to just the first one, slow. Do you hear like how you got to the bottom and there's like a shift? There's like where I saw you shift.
Yeah, I did feel it, yeah.
I'm a little wondering if it's some hand position. You've got your knuckle all the way back here and you're holding like a claw.
Yeah.
Which, if you have that much of a claw, it can start to affect the other fingers, not just third. I know we aren't using third there.
Yeah.
But if I can just go all the way forward. And you gotta blow through that middle C. You hear that break?
Yeah.
So land on it. Go. Like that. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit more. So that's C to E flat, right?
Yeah.
Do C to D. And then your finger is like half on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like it's the pads of the fingers. I think you're not pushing down or something. use this as like, your grip can be here too. So that's something for you to work on. If you can, like, that's just one tiny interval, and part of it is, I think it's not quite in time.
Yeah.
So, isolated tongue, isolated fingers. We found tiny issues in both. So, those things, when they come together, compound, crash and burn, right? Now, I'm not saying you like crashed and burned. You know, there were like 4 notes wrong that really, you know, that was just like glaring right there was it. But try it slow now, legato as written, tongue and fingers. Better?
Yeah.
I think you could play more legato. That's good, because then when we play this up to tempo, this is something that like a couple of my old teachers used to do, and I was like, man, how's this helping? You're never gonna feel like this. And then this felt so easy. After you do that, you're like, yeah, I'm never gonna be out of breath again when I'm here, because I'm like, oh, I can do this at almost half tempo. So I'm hearing a little bit here too. So maybe your whole, like your second valve just always a little slow. I'm not sure.
I'm like watching. I tend to kind of almost like bend like this. Like when I push down,
which is
like
causing
that,
a split second of we're almost there, and then you go, just kidding,
like,
and then you go there. Yeah. So that could be something to do some more. I know we don't do, when you're preparing for a recital like this, we don't do as much technique. Like we don't do as many Clark studies in our lessons or as many things like that. I think you could really benefit from doing some more Clark, really fast scales, really fast little 5-note scales, that type of thing could be helpful. It's not like there's a particular scale for this that's going to help you, because it's that chromatic feeling. But part of what can also happen is we're noticing kind of like the symptom of what's wrong on your 16ths, but it's very possible that the actual ailment you have is in time getting into them. I found this on myself when I first was working on this, not even when I was first working on it, even more recently, that I was coming off that C really weird. So getting into that. Yeah, you have to like spring off that C again. You gotta blow through the C. Try it again. Try it slow. Play it really long. And you gotta spit the K out more than the T, just because it doesn't want to come out. Try one more time. Same thing. 1, 2, 3. And don't move too soon to that. But that's kind of, I think you were just holding that a little long. I did that too when I was working on it.
And whenever I isolate this, it's fine, but I guess it really is a time issue.
That's what I think it is. I think it's slightly off, just slightly. That's why I do it. 1, 2. Oops, sorry, I'm not supposed to have it. 1, 2, 3. Those I had heard before. I think it was actually your articulation. You weren't blowing through this enough. And then these went da, da, instead of really forward. Try it again. 1, 2, 3. Yes, that was so much better. So much better there. Now try it on your own and go the whole way to that B flat.